In my life, I've loved them all. But of all these friends and lovers, there is no one compares with you, and these memories lose their meaning. When I think of love as something new, oh, I know I'll never lose affection with people and things that went before. I know I'll often stop and think about them. In my life, I've loved you more. Oh, I know I'll never lose affection for people and things that went before. I know I'll often stop and think about them. In my life, I've loved you more. In my life, I've loved you more. All right, in my life, the intro starts off with a G chord. I recommend you do G with fingers 2, 3, and 4 instead of 1, 2, and 3. And the reason I recommend that is this. At this point in the intro, we're going to use finger 1 hammering on to fret 1, string 2 right here. And if you're going from this G, you got a lot further to reach around to. But I know a lot of you do G this way, and you're going to find it very difficult to do G this way. I know that because teaching in person the last several years has taught me it's like pulling teeth to get some people to do a G in this position. But I want to encourage you to practice it, because for this song and for other songs, a lot of times you're going to need fingers 1 and 2 available with a G chord. If you do G this way, it's simply impossible to come back and do any hammer-ons or pull-offs. And if you watch me play this song on the guitar solo that I made up to fit Billy Preston's keyboard solo on the original song, you'll have to do G this way to learn how to do the solo that I fill in with. So practice with it. You can do it. It won't take long. If you work on this a few days, you'll be surprised how far you'll come with it. And you'll be glad you did, because it'll free up these fingers with your G chord, fingers 1 and 2. All right, back to In My Life. It starts off with a G, and we're going to finger pick this. If you want to use a pick, fine, but you're going to have to use a finger or two to do some plucking with. Pick on a downstroke, fingers on an upstroke. But I'm going to teach it to you finger picking. So we're going to pluck strings 2 and 6, string 2 being open. Okay, at the first of this intro, we're going to do one pluck, and then strike string 1 on fret 3, which is in the G chord. Then let go of that G and do that. That's O to 1 hammer on string 2, and then strike fret 3 on string 2. And we're going to a D chord. And when you do, don't lift finger 3. Leave it right there and just add fingers 1 and 2. Work on that, because if you do pick up that finger, it will sound horrible like this. You'll be muting the note that you want to continue ringing. Okay, so you have to work on that. If that's difficult for you, work on it. And it goes through this twice, and I do a little strum pattern there in between the two. It goes like this: down, down, up, down, down, down. Okay? All right, let's go through this intro slow motion. 2, 3, 4. that's the intro. All right, the Beatles start this song with an A chord. I'm teaching you how to play it in G, starting with the G chord, which is a whole step lower than what the Beatles play it in. So if you want to play along with the Beatles CD, which is a lot of fun when you can play this song up to speed, put in the Beatles CD and play along. All you have to do is throw a capo on the 2nd fret, turn on their CD, and then you will match the Beatles chord for chord through the whole song. But I'm going to teach you how to play it this way for 2 reasons. One, this is an easier way of playing it in G versus the A, which is more difficult. Okay, so I'm going to teach you how to play it in G. The words come in like this at the end of the intro. Down, up, down, down to there. The word there comes in on the last downstroke of the intro. Okay. Okay. Places, right on the pla of places, we do a downstroke on the G. Places, I, we come in on the D. And then on mem of remember, we come in on E minor. Remember. And that's going to be downstroke, mute. And when you mute, have your pick hand below the strings to where you can come up, down, like this. Places I remember. Mute with your hand below. Get to G7. Up, down, down. There are places I remember. All mine. And on the first half of life, we're going to a C. Life. Second half of life, we strum a C minor, which is the A minor form bar chord, because these 3 fingers are forming an A minor form. Here, A minor form bar chord, fret 3, C minor. Okay? Like this. Remember all my life. Just a down, up, down. Though some have changed. Back to G. Some have changed. Some forever, not for better. Mute. Going from E minor to that G7, which is like a G chord, only get rid of pinky, add finger 1 to fret 1, string 1. G7. Some have gone and some remain. Right on the word some, back to G. Some remain.